This is Shredder Nerd here, and I want to tell you guys something. I hate movie reviewers. Now, this doesn't mean I hate them as people or something, but damn, do I find the very idea of movie critics at the very least insulting. I simply cannot see the point of film critics or big name film reviewers. It just annoys me how even a single review of some big name site is considered so important in deciding what films are good and what films are bad. I honestly just feel that the idea of a big name film reviews is just outdated in the modern age, especially with the internet existing. Now, this applies to most forms of media, games, television shows, but mostly to movies because I have a more specific bone to pick with reviews in the realm of cinema. Now, before you go to dislike after hearing me say this, just keep listening and I'll explain why I'm annoyed by film reviewers. Now, your instant response to me saying this would probably be to tell me that you find critic reviews useful. You wouldn't be wrong. I like to know if the item I am about to purchase has any value. I'd like to know if the film I'm going to see is actually any good. But what I am personally annoyed by is the self-aggrandizing paid critics who act as if their opinion is somehow of greater value than anybody else's. They are the sort of people I am annoyed by. Now, let me explain to you why I think critic reviews in the modern day are stupid. Please note before all this, I'm specifically going after corporate reviews. Now, before starting, I wish to explain that this is not in reference to every single critic in the internet. I don't mind film reviewers on YouTube who have channels dedicated to films. They're useful in a way that in providing a summary of the film and explaining what in the film may appeal to your personal tastes. But this video is directed at big sites and, big name companies like Metacritic and Rotten Tomatoes, and also the people who work for big publishing companies who contribute to the critic scores. I also want to note that these critic scores are in the forefront of the site and are displayed more prominently as if they're some kind of review aristocracy compared to the user reviews who are like the peasants, considered entirely unimportant. And in all honesty, film critic reviews from corporate companies in this day and age are simply pointless. I don't see how people feel compelled to consult them before deciding to view any film or play any game. Most online platforms show user reviews anyway. I honestly believe that user reviews are bound to be more accurate for judging whether a film is good or not. You can, in a short amount of time, look over the positive and negative reviews and hear both sides say what they did and didn't like. This doesn't take as long either because most user reviews are extremely brief and to the point, mostly in dot points. If I need more info, I'll just search up a review on YouTube, but I just don't see the point of big name corporation reviews. Another issue I have with corporate reviews is the amount of bias which is often notable within them. I'm not really going to comment on whether critics are actually being paid to write certain reviews. I don't really know enough about anything regarding that. I mean, I know there are occasions of critics being paid to say certain things and stuff like that, and I most certainly think that it is bullshit because a critical review should be based on the reviewer's opinion alone. That's another advantage of user reviews. They can't be bought off because they are from the general public. But biased reviews don't come just from being paid off. They can also be the result of writers' political agenda. I believe that movie reviews should be based on the quality of the product alone and not in the political beliefs of the writer of the review. Take the recent Ghostbusters film, for example. Most people say it's, garbage, but the big name corporate reviewers, the ones who influence the score on sites like Metacritic or Rotten Tomatoes, said otherwise. The score that the Ghostbusters film got on Rotten Tomatoes is 73%. Yet any reviews you'll find on YouTube and most in-depth user reviews give it a much worse score because that reflects what the general population actually thinks of the movie, and that it is crap. I mean, of course, there were also the user reviews with a political bias, claiming people who don't like the film are misogynistic or other bullshit like that, but for the most part, you get a better idea from the user reviews than you do from the critic reviews. So in summary, that's why I don't like to consult the so-called professionals before I decide whether to watch a film or play a game. Please like and subscribe. Goodbye. Thanks for watching.